One thing that I said in my last digital show that I thought was very relevant was the importance of local media. So President Obama did a news show, a segment, a talk with Anderson Cooper on CNN, right? And so Anderson Cooper began to ask him about legacy and what that meant to him. And one of the components that he brought up in his conversation in discussing legacy is the importance that media plays in building community and helping people understand local politics and the things that they can get involved in and the issues that's going on around them and the relevance of that. So I wrote an article about that too. I wrote an article on the website, and if you go to www.One Purpose Magazine, you'll find that article at the top of the website. So local media relevance in economic development, the value of media in reinvesting in communities that have struggled through disinvestment. That's what we're talking about, right? So when Obama brought this up, I was like, I just talked about that. I said last week that one component that you may realize is very significant to this publication, meaning One Purpose Magazine, was the creation of the Tulsa Star, right? Because we were talking about the Tulsa massacre, race massacre, and because it's so relevant and timely, we were talking about that. And the Tulsa Star was a Black-owned newspaper that regularly informed African Americans about their legal rights in any court rulings or legislation that was beneficial or harmful to their community. So basically, I was just like, right on, former President Obama. Like, I've always felt like we've seen eye to eye. I think I don't know what it is. That's just, him and his wife. I always feel like I see eye. It could be a Chicago thing. That's what it is. Maybe it's a Chicago thing. I don't know. But when he brought this up, the first thing that came to mind for me was the Chicago Defender. The Chicago Defender was one of the most popular newspapers that was, I believe, it started out being I want to say a weekly publication. It started out being a weekly publication. I could be wrong. You can check me on that. I'm sorry. But then it turned into a daily publication. And it was founded in 1905 by Robert S. Abbott. It originally was a 4-page weekly. See, there we go. I got the answers. If I just look at what I wrote already, I do my work. And it, like some of the other white-owned publications, it did use sensationalism to boost circulation. And it was, like I said, the most popular. And the Defender was a legendary Black newspaper that changed America from the age of the Pullman Porters to the age of Obama. It has always been a relevant newspaper for Black people. And it started it played a leading role in the widespread of the Great Migration for African Americans from the South to the North. And I think that we all should have an idea of what the media, the role and the truth of what the media has played in our society. I think that is so important, because I think that a lot of times we get the role of the media skewed by what it is that we see today. And what we see today isn't really a depiction of what the role of the media, according to the Constitution, should be used for. Today's media is used a lot for propaganda. And a lot of the people that blame the media for being what it is, use the media for what it's become. So, you know what? We just got to get back to what we know. We look out, we have to get back to, we have to be the trendsetters, which we've always been. We have to be the ones who set the standard. I feel you can take this however you want to take it, but it's just like if you live in a household and someone is doing something wrong. Dad is doing something wrong that isn't working. Dad is messing up the finances, but mom has always been good at managing the finances and doing it well. She has a reputation for doing things with integrity. No offense to men. We love gender. We don't do gender roles here, but just for the sake of argument, right? So mom is usually good with finances and does things with integrity all the time and upholds her obligations. So dad has been messing up a little bit for whatever reason. He got off track. Mom steps in, get us back on track. Because mom is just used to it. Mom is used to having to operate this way. I think that's what America needs. I think that those who have been running things, it's time for them to just step aside a little bit. I'm not saying that you're not needed. All I'm saying is that it's time to let others lead. And those who have been successful in leading in smaller sectors may have to take over some things and do things with integrity, not get lost on their path, be upright in how they do things and how they've had to do things, because we all know that black people have to be work 10 times harder, be 10 steps ahead. So we're used to this. So I think that we can depend on a part of this population in America who have not been given who haven't been given the opportunity to truly lead. Allow black folks to lead. I think that this country will find itself in a better place because I think we're good at it. I mean, no offense to anyone. I'm just saying, we all in this together, right? If you really believe all lives matter. If you really believe all lives matter. Do you really believe all lives matter? Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. So moving on. We'll move on. We don't want to get caught up and tied up and blamed in the blame game or anything. So, black museums in the